Welcome everyone to the Menorca Open that's taking place in Spain. We have the world champion Domaraju Gukesh coming to the board. He drew his first round with absolute ease against Dominguez. In the second round, he had a fighting draw against Ruslan Ponomariov. And now, this is the third round that he takes on Nihal Sarin. Nihal Sarin, one of the youngsters who was ahead of everyone else when reaching 2600 ELO, slowed down a bit in recent times, and the arbiter asks to start the games. But Gukesh is like, I'll wait for it. Nihal comes in a bit late. Of course, Nihal and Gukesh, good friends of each other. And Nihal has had this wonderful comeback in his chess career in recent times. So this will be a fun clash between the guy in form and the world champion. A handshake there, and now Gukesh starts the clock. It's 30 minutes plus 10 seconds increment, so a very novel time control. In FIDE World Rapid Blitz Championship, it's 15 minutes plus 10 seconds. So there the games are faster. Here you can see that players get more time to think about what they want to do in the openings, middle games and end games. And Nihal adjusts all his pieces. It's time for us to begin. He opens the game with pawn to d4, and Gukesh instantly responds with knight to f6. We have knight to f3, and now pawn to d5 played. Nihal also loves to play the London system, so he has played it before, and I'm pretty sure that he can think about playing this. He goes pawn to g3 and bishop to f5 played by Gukesh, getting his bishop out quickly. Pawn to c4. So Nihal mixing a few things here. Also Gukesh, generally you have e6 and the bishop is trapped behind the pawns in the Catalan. Now the bishop is active here, so he plays e6. Knight comes out to c3, and now a very decent move is h6. I don't know if Gukesh is aware of it, but h6 is the best move here. But he plays c6, and he does that pretty quickly. He falls into a bit of a trouble now. Knight h4 attacks the bishop. Now you could potentially go bishop e4, provoke f3 and drop back, or you can go back directly. The downside of provoking f3 is that you give white a chance to expand with e4, and Gukesh does that. On the upside, you do create a bit of softness in the white pawn structure. This is a very typical way of playing in the Slav defense, queen b3. And here a natural move is queen b6, offering a queen trade and covering your pawn on b7. He plays it, and let's see what Nihal responds back with. You can push the pawn to c5. He does it here, and now very important to take the queen. So after takes knight a6, I think black is doing quite well in this opening. But he goes queen c7, and that's typical. Sometimes you keep the queens, but now bishop f4 hits the queen. Because of this move g3, you could get bishop f4. Now queen goes back, and now e4 would be a very nice move, gaining more space. And you can see Nihal thinking there. Will he go for it? It would seem that it's losing a pawn, as there are 3 attackers. But if you take on e4, I'll first take on g6 and then take on e4, gaining a lot of space. So Gukesh goes calmly bishop e7. He's like, if you play e5, I'll go knight h5 or knight d7. I'm completely okay. But Nihal plays this beautiful move, bishop d6. I love this, because now he's threatening e5 and the bishop won't be out on f4. If you take, e5 is coming once again. Not easy. Gukesh goes queen d7, asking a question to the bishop. And now e5 is a killer move actually. So bishop d6 and everything is just fitting in so perfectly here. Nihal thinking about his move. I mean, here maybe b6 was Gukesh's last chance to get a good position. e5, knight g8, because if you look at it, after 13 moves, Gukesh is completely tied up. Nihal not only got in the move c5, he also got in the move e5, he also got the bishop in on d6. That does not happen often. And now he calmly long castles even. I mean, to take this would be very difficult because after c takes d6, the position is very good for white. Bishop d8. And now the idea is knight e7 and knight e7, knight c8. I don't know. Oh, maybe b6 is one of the ideas here. Pawn to h4. Nihal starts playing on the king side. g4, h5 could be ideas there. f4, g4, f5 could be ideas there. Knight e7 played. And now bishop to h3. Just putting pressure on the e6 pawn. And Gukesh goes knight c8. Will he ever think about taking this bishop? f4, a lovely move here. And now somewhere you want to go g4, f5. Just that rook takes h4 could be an idea. He plays b6. Finally, Gukesh trying to get some space in. He's clearly unhappy with his position. King b1. Nihal finds time, tuck his king away. a5 is what Gukesh plays, hoping that he can somehow gain more space. a4, knight a6. Somewhere he needs space. It's also funny to see all the pieces on the last rank. Feels like freestyle chess here. Queen comes to c2. And now b takes c5, d takes c5. Take with the pawn. And now what's opened up is this nice square on d4 for the knight to come and sit on. One thing that Gukesh has done admirably here is, in spite of having a worse position, he's kept a lead on the clock. He has 15 minutes, Nihal has 11 minutes, but now this long thing puts him down to 8 minutes. Knight e7 and pawn to g4. Very important that when you take here, there's bishop g2 and the h file comes under white's control and white is winning. So Gukesh does not touch that pawn. He goes queen b7. And now bishop f1, eyeing this diagonal, getting the bishop maybe to a better diagonal on d3. It had done its job on h3. Bishop c7. And now knight e2, a lovely move. We talked about this maneuver of the knight coming to d4. And knight to b8. I think just simply knight d4. Everything's quickly moving while black is struggling. Maybe black has to prepare against this plan of bishop d3 and e5. Not an easy one. Okay, you play f5 here. Maybe there's some knight e5 business happening. So Nihal calmly gets his bishop out. Pawn to a4. Black doesn't even have a single threat here. Rook e1 defends the pawn. And Nihal is taking his time. Eventually, he will get the c5 break. Sorry, f5 break. He gets it. f5 on the board. And with this, the king on e8 is just very, very worried. Knight f8. You have rook f1, eyeing the f7 pawn. gf, gf. Rook takes h4. And now fe. The rook is a bit loose. So fe6 taken. If you take the knight here, I have many ways to win, but rook takes f7 looks crushing. So he takes back knight e6. But now knight takes e6, f takes e6, and just queen f2 attacking the rook and queen f7, and Gukesh resigns here. Nihal scores an amazing win, but I must say that in the opening he did not play well. He got a bad position, and I think they're discussing why didn't you take the queen. And we'll leave you with some final moments in the venue to just get a feel of what's happening. A great win for Nihal as he moves to 2 points out of 3 in this tournament.
I was